Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly Leap videos. I'm Renee Blosky of the Leap Network. If you've been following me for a while, you will have noticed that I am in a completely different environment. And I'm so excited to have my new office set up. So I have actually moved to a different country. So previously, for the last 27 years, I've been living in Nairobi, Kenya, or in Kenya. And now I'm back in the United States. And that decision was made several years ago, and it's finally come to fruition. And it was funny because the other day, if you know me too, I love to pull cards from the Truth Bomb. And this is Daniel Laporte's thing. So this is what I got the other day. You've got a new story to write, and it looks nothing like your past. So it looks nothing like my past, but I can tell you I've been planning this for a while now. And so I'm just super happy that it's finally come to fruition. And that's what I want to talk about today in this video is how do you plan for a major transition? Moving to a new city or to a new country can be very traumatizing, but it can also be very liberating. It's kind of like you get a second chance to start over, but you get to take the good stuff with you and leave behind the bad stuff. And you always need to plan, plan, and plan. I was talking to my coach the other day, and she was like, you seem so happy and you seem so put together and everything. And I said, but I've done this before. I've done this many times. I did this when I moved to Singapore from the United States. I've done this as we were planning for our sailing trip across the Indian Ocean from Singapore to Kenya. And I know that when you're making a major move, when you're making a major transformation, or transition, and that leads to a transformation, you have to plan ahead. And as the saying goes, proper planning prevents poor performance. And I am a just avid believer in this. So the longer that you have to plan a transition, the better off you're going to be. Now, not always do we have that opportunity to plan well in advance. Things happen in our life, and sometimes they just don't allow us to plan. But when you do have that opportunity to plan as far ahead as possible. I really started planning my move back to the United States in January of this year. It was one of my major goals that I set in my strategic plan for 2019. And I laid out everything that I needed to do. I actually created an Excel spreadsheet, which I love Excel. Being a financial analyst, that's my tool of choice. But I planned out every single little detail that I thought that I would have to prepare for well in advance. And in the actual getting ready to move and deciding what it was that I was going to take with me, what was it that I was going to sell, what was it that I was going to donate, that actually started taking place in May, even though I knew I wasn't moving until September. But it allowed me to take time, and then I set aside all of my items that I wanted to take with me, and all the items went to a different part of the house that I was going to sell or give away. And then occasionally they'd go back and forth as I became emotionally ready for the move. Okay? So you do have to prepare yourself emotionally because it can be so stressful and emotional because you've had all of these memories and all of the people and all of even my furniture, my patio, which was my office for many, many years. And you saw that's where most of my videos took place. When that went away, it was just kind of, wah! So you have to be prepared for it. But by being prepared, you can always look forward to what is coming. And when you have planned well in advance, you can actually start imagining what's my new life going to be like and how can I prepare to make that transition as easily as possible. And because I've been planning for this for many, many months, and in some instances years in advance, I had already started making new networks. I had already started looking at business opportunities. I had already started looking at, what was it that I needed here, buying a new car. So that when I actually made the move, it was fairly seamless. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So it's really, really critical that you look at what are the logistics that you have to prepare for. And I'm not just even talking about a move. Anytime you're making a transition, how do you go from point A to point B as seamlessly as possible? Logistics plays a big part of it, but so does emotion. Okay? So don't deny your emotions because they're an important part of you and it will help you make that transition. And also, please, 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 please ask for help. Because when you're going through transitions, you can't do it alone. You need a support system and you need your friends, you need your family, because there are going to be days that you feel like you're swimming in the swamp and everything just comes down on you. But when you ask for help, that burden is lifted and you actually make really, really true connections with people. So it was so very powerful to do that. The other suggestion that I always have for people, and this is just for life in general, is always have a plan B. Things are likely not to go exactly as you planned. And sometimes they're better, sometimes they're worse, and sometimes they're just different. Okay? But when you see that things are not going according to plan, look at your plan B. Should I just keep going in this direction the way I had originally thought, or should I shift to plan B? And sometimes plan B can actually be easier and more simple. So always look at, am I going down the right direction? Or should I switch over to my plan B? And again, get input from people. If you get stuck, don't think that you have to do this burden all by yourself or just between you and your spouse, because you don't. There are other people who have gone through this experience that can share what their experiences have been, what they learned, and perhaps you can learn from their same experiences. Okay, so don't isolate yourself, ask for help. The other suggestion that I have for people is that you should focus on the good aspects of the transition. Not all aspects are going to be good, but focus on the good. Because when you focus on the good, you can give appreciation and you can give gratitude that you're going down this journey. And once you open yourself up to looking at the positive and giving gratitude and counting your blessings, the whole experience is going to be so much nicer and so much easier. I can tell you that I'm so grateful for this journey that I've been on, because it also reminded me how many times I've gone through a transition, and every time I've gone through a transition, it has made me stronger because I have learned from it, and it just also reminds me what my clients are going through. So I can relate to them better, and I gain experience, and I really, really give thanks for that whole experience. So I hope that when you're going through your transitions, that you're able to properly plan well in advance. Make sure that you make plan Bs. Give thanks. Ask for help. Give gratitude. Be emotionally engaged, knowing that not all days are going to be good, but you're still going to be moving forward. And take advantage of those new transitions. Take advantages of the new opportunities that they present to you, because some of them can be just amazing. So I hope this has helped you. If you're going through a transition and you want to talk about it, let me know. I'd love to talk to you. I'm sure I can share some of my experiences with you, and you can share yours as well, because again, there's always something to learn as you're going through transitions. So until the next time, I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and a fantastic transition ahead. Take care. Bye.